All right, guys, welcome back. And this is part two to this. And the objective is to determine the value of x and the measurement of each angle. And we're still talking about parallel lines that's cut by the transversal. All right. Now, our steps are going to be the same, except this is going to be for our supplementary example. So let's go ahead and go down. If this is your first video, first time watching the video, I went through a little bit slower in the previous video than I did on this one. But the steps are the same. If you need to pause it and jot down those steps, then please do so. But we're going to keep it moving. All right. So step one is still determine the relationship. And the relationship here is same side, exterior. And I'm going to put a little SSE there for that. Now, is it congruent or is it supplementary? We're still following our steps. And I always tell my students face to face, hey, same side sup, whether it's same side sup, whether it's same side interior, same side exterior, they're going to be supplementary angles, all right? So those two are supplements, all right? Now, what does supplement mean? That means that we're going to, supplementary means we add the angles together to get 180, all right? So we have our first angle. We're going to set up our equation. What does that look like? We have 5x, all right, and that's minus 14. Now we're going to add that to our second expression, which is 3x plus 18, and we add those together to get 180. All right, boom, there we go. So that's step number 3. I'm going to copy this, and then we're going to paste this for step 4. Step 4 is where we're going to actually solve it, and our rules are going to differentiate a little bit than our congruent. All right, so what do our rules look like when we're talking about the supplements? Okay, well, first things first, I'm gonna scroll down just a little bit, and you can see down at the bottom I have combined like terms. Now before, that wasn't our first rule. It was to move the smallest variable. We were technically combining like terms, but we were doing that they were on opposite sides of the equal sign. So we want to combine like terms. Now, what do you mean, Mr. George, by combine like terms? Well, you have the variable, which is x, and then you have two constants. And so in combining your like terms, you have 5x and 3x. Both of those are positive. So when I combine them, they're going to add together to give me an 8x. Okay? Now, the second two terms that I have is the minus 14 or negative 14. Remember, minus and negative are the same connotation. They have the same value, which is decreasing a number by the same amount. So whether you want to say minus 14 or negative 14, because it's in the equation, we're going to say minus 14, and that's going to be plus 18. That's going to give us a positive 4. And that is equivalent to 180. Boom. We have combined our like terms. Now, our step 2 is going to be the same. Step 2, we still want to move the constant. All right? So you guys should be jotting these steps down. Step 1 is combine like terms. Step 2 is going to be move the constant. What is our constant in this example? Our constant is 4. So how do we get rid of a positive 4? By subtracting 4. And remember, in math, what we do on one side, we also have to do to the other side. So there's our 180 minus 4. Went over too many times. What is 180 minus 4? Let's go over one more time. So let's look at this. This gives us a 0 pair. Okay. Our 8x is going to drop down. And let's go ahead and get my selection tool. So our 8x is just simply going to drop down. 8x equals. And 180 minus 4 is 176. Okay. Now that brings us to our third and final step here, which is going to be the same. We're going to divide both sides by the coefficient of the variable. And I got some items here that I want to move. Let's move these items down. We want to divide both sides by the coefficient of the variable. Okay, now what is the coefficient of the variable? Now, please note that the coefficient of the variable is 8. It is not 8x, it's 8. So we want to divide both sides by 8. Okay, and that gives us x equals 22. All right, we have successfully found x. Now the fifth step, which is, if you remember, our fifth step is to plug x in and determine the angle. So now that's what we want to do. We want to plug in x and we want to determine the angle. Y'all excuse my scraggly notes I got right here. Let's just erase this, erase that. So what does this look like? Well, we want to jot down our two expressions, which is 5x, I put a z, minus 14. And what is that? Well, let's go ahead and do the other one too. 3x plus 18. Okay, so our 5x minus 14, that will be 5 parentheses 22 close parentheses minus 14. Over here you have 3 parentheses 22 close the parentheses plus 18. All right. So now we need to do our we need to solve these expressions, and we can solve them by using PEMDAS, which is going to be multiply. So we got 5 times 22, which is 110. So we got 110 minus 14, and 110 minus 14 is 96. So the measurement of the first angle is 96. Now let's move over to the second angle. We got 3 times 22 is 66, easy math, plus 18 gives you 84. Okay, so the measurement of our two angles, our first angle is going to be 96, and our second angle down here is going to be 84. And then remember that supplementary supplements mean they add together to give you 180 degrees. And if you add 96 and 84 together, guess what it gives you? 180. All right. So if you guys need to go back and look at that example again, then please do so. I added notes to the Canvas course over this information. It's basically this information, but in note form. So if you want to use the notes that I have in Canvas for you, then please do so. Other than that, man, listen, I'll see you guys over in class kick, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. All right, now go ahead and log off. Log off. Stop. I'm not giving you no more math. Log off. Go to class kick. Unless you're not in my class. All right, man.